Alright, this is part 3 of the class trial. Let's get on with it. Also, it's dark, and be sure to watch your step. Before we do that, let me just get rid of this notification here. Now let's get on with it. The magic circle is broken not only will the seance fail, but it may also unleash a curse.
Before we began the seance, we were warned not to step on the circle. The floorboard in question was within the circle. That's why no one stepped on it.
So the magic circle's purpose was to keep us away from the whole trick.
Yep.
That was part of the culprit's plans too?
That's right, if that's the case, then the culprits. There's one in mind. They're the one who killed Tenko. Only one person had the opportunity and the motive. Who did it? Who drew the magic circle? Only one person in my mind fits that possibility.
It has to be you!
Kyo, was it you?
Whatever are you talking about?
I'm talking about Tenko's murder.
Kyo? Why do you suspect me?
Well, a lot of pieces fit, but let us explain.
Because you were the one who drew the magic circle.
That too.
The circle kept us from discovering the seesaw trick, but that's not all it was for. In order to make the murder succeed, variables like Tenko's position and the placement of the cage needed to be defined. And those variables were defined by using the magic circle. In short, the circle itself was the most important tool in this murder. Knowing that, the person who drew the magic circle has to be the culprit.
Well, Kyo,
Answer already! Did you do it?
Speak up, Kyo. Your life's on the line.
What is so funny?
I was just thinking. So this is how each blackened must have felt. What an intriguing experience this
Are
is.
you calling yourself out?
What? An intriguing experience?
But if I am the culprit as you claim, then I stomped on the floorboard, yes? So, do tell. How could I have stomped on the floorboard during that darkened seance?
I see. That is a problem.
Unless that is made clear, you cannot be certain I am the culprit.
How can you be so calm when you're backed into a corner like this?
I will explain that in due time. Please answer my question first.
Culprits stepped on that exact floorboard, even in the darkness. But how? How do they move around in total darkness? In that dark, it's hard to imagine the culprit found the right board. Even though after I put out the candle, I can move along the wall with my hands.
Wait a minute. Maybe...
Did you figure it out?
That's it. The culprit didn't have to see it all. They used touch.
That's it! The culprit used touch. They didn't see, they felt.
That way they could get around in the dark, like how I got to the candle.
Yup.
Wasn't Seesaw in middle of room? Gonta doesn't think it was near wall.
So they probably used something besides the wall to move then, right? Were there any other markers within reach?
Of course, the answer to that is there was nothing of the sort.
No, I'm sure there was something. Glamour the could have determined where the floorboard was. See, I know it. Marker, but what? Oh, the magic circle! The magic circle was their point. Magic circle.
I see now. That's it. The magic circle. They used the magic circle. Remember? The magic circle was drawn with salt.
And you could just use your sense of smell to know where it is.
The culprit used the salt's texture to feel their way through the dark.
I see. So Kyo traced the magic circle with his hands to get to the loose floorboard.
Only he would know where it is in the dark.
Oh, I see. You drew the magic circle with salt to use it as a guide.
Now what?
An interesting thought. It is unfortunate that it is so wrong.
And why is it wrong?
Recall the document. What did the magic circle look like?
You replicated it entirely.
Based on the document, the magic circle wouldn't reach the corners of the room.
Oh, that's true.
So what?
When the room was darkened, each of us was in a corner of the room, yes? The magic circle didn't reach us, so I could not have followed it, yes?
But you're talking about the magic circle in the document.
And I remember things sticking out near the corners.
That doesn't mean the circle you drew was the same.
No, I most definitely drew it exactly the same. I have it perfectly memorized.
So which is it? Is there any way to check?
Well, we can't. The remains are gone.
Not anymore. The magic circle is a complete mess from being trampled on.
I see another piece of the puzzle. Drawing the circle with salt all but guaranteed to be temporary. The investigation itself would have gotten rid of the evidence. Clever.
Everyone, may I have your attention, please?
What a pain. We don't have any way to check it now.
Kokichi, just let him speak.
Excuse me, everyone. May I have your attention, please?
Well, I guess there's no point in discussing the magic circle anymore.
Kokichi.
Hey, may I have your attention?
Oh, not again. Well, I guess that.
I said cut that out! It's too bright!
Well, it's also an attention grabber, so please listen to the robot.
I apologize. I just wanted everyone to listen to me.
About what?
I had Mew add another function to my body, in addition to the flashlight.
What the? No way! Did you really? Stop! You can't! I didn't install it for that purpose!
What did you install it for?
Please, let me use it. With it, I might be able to save everyone.
Alright, so what is this function?
It's an image recording function.
Oh, that's helpful.
Image recording?
Specifically, this function allows me to dispense a printout of my own memory. I'll give it a try. Ready?
Oh,
From your mouth?
yeah, this is me we're talking about.
I also used magic like that before.
Imagine playing Uno with him. That would be sick.
This printout is my memory of being kicked out of the seance. Please confirm that the floor of the empty room is clearly visible. Go on, take the picture and see for yourself.
Okay. Got it.
I reluctantly took the paper from Kibo's mouth. Corners. Told you. This is the magic circle used for the seance.
Well, Shuichi, do you notice anything?
Notice anything? I do. The corners. No doubt about it.
There!
It's not accurate.
This helped a lot, Kibo. Without you, I never would have seen through Kiyo's lie.
My lie.
You just said that you drew the magic circle exactly as it appears in the document. But that's a lie, isn't it? The magic circle at the scene had lines that stretched to the room's corners, which means that you would be able to find the floorboard from anywhere in the room.
So it was different from the document after all.
All because Himiko noticed. And because of Kibo, too.
Hey, where's my things? I'm the one who installed that function into Kibo.
Okay, that's true.
Hey, yeah, what was it you were saying about its purpose?
This is Mew we're talking about. Do you really want to know the answer to that question?
Oh, to be honest, the purpose of that image recording function is to monitor my health.
Well, that's not too bad.
Specifically, I make Kibo use that function every day to Where's my turds?
Never mind, I'm gonna take back my comment now. This is why I said this is Mew we're talking about. Do you really want to know the answer to that question? I think I was better off not knowing what that meant.
You're what? Shit is a great indicator of intestinal health and gut bacteria quality. Plus, taking a satisfying shit does wonders for a woman's natural beauty, so...
I'm a woman and I still haven't heard of that.
See? You're all grossed out! This is why I didn't want to tell you about my plan!
You were the one who brought up the whole purpose thing to begin with.
Quit talking about your poop. No one cares.
Thanks, Emiko.
Kyo, you killed Tenko, didn't you? Just give up and admit it already.
So, Kyo, if you have any objections, you can...
Your deductions are fiction.
Of course he has objections. Anybody in the state would.
Well, since you've given me the option, I will most certainly object. To be honest, it's unimportant, but it may be an amusing diversion.
Unimportant?
Now I shall bear witness to your ability, Shuichi. Do entertain me. If you are going to claim I am the culprit, then what of the murder weapon?
Now's the time I can screw up. Now.
We'll make you capable of that. Are Kokichi and Shuichi who carried the case, so suspicion should fall on them.
Kyo's attitude is turning me to counter his argument.
If you are going to claim I am the culprit, then what of the murder weapon? It was set up in the cage. We'll make people capable of that. Are Kokichi and Shuichi who carried the case, so suspicion should fall on them.
Nope.
True, we could have placed the sickle there, but we could not have removed it later. Because we weren't the ones who lifted the cage. That was Himiko.
The only person who could have collected the sickle was he.
Nope.
But the only people who could have placed the sickle are Kokichi and Shuichi. But in regards to that dilemma, I did not carry the cage, nor did I lift. I had no opportunity to touch the sickle.
Are you sure?
I'll cut through your words!
V cut too. Even better.
The only person who could have set up the sickle and retrieved it afterward is Kyo. That was done by covering the cage with a white cloth. You could have secretly placed the sickle when you draped the cloth. And retrieved it afterward when you removed the cloth. Then, while everyone was distracted, you discreetly dropped the sickle under the floor.
Wonderful!
Whoa.
That's exactly correct.
What? That scared the living crap out of me.
It's correct? Then why don't you give up already?
The trick I put so much work into is just wasted effort now. Alas.
So, it was you? You killed Tenko?
Let me guess. You'll never forgive me. Himiko, you must hate me so very much.
Dude.
Maybe you'd feel better if I was executed by Monokuma. But unfortunately for you, that won't happen. Because if you vote for me, every spotless, including myself, will die.
But you just said you would have killed Tenko.
What you talking about, Kyo?
You still don't understand? I killed Tenko, that is the truth. But it is meaningless in this class trial.
It's a double murder.
Meaningless?
You mean Monokuma's extra rule, right?
Well, what happens to this if there are two blackened cannons? Well, I have an answer for that. It's first come, first serve.
You see, I killed Tenko, but not Angie. For us, Tenko's death is nothing but a trivial issue. Because the blackened in this trial is the culprit who killed Angie.
Trivial issue?
Wasted so much time.
No, that's gotta be a lie. You probably killed Angie too.
But we never discussed Angie's case thoroughly.
That is simply not possible. Recall that I was unable to enter Angie's lab.
Oh, only student council members and Kokichi could enter research
Even
lab.
if he did get the room open for you, Kichi would have been a witness to it.
How could I have possibly killed Angie when I couldn't even enter her lab?
We figured that out. No one else could have done it besides you. If you're the one who killed Tenko, you gotta be the one who killed Angie.
I understand how you feel, Himiko, but maybe we can discuss this rationally and calmly. There is a non-zero possibility that Kyo is telling the truth.
So you understand how she feels. I see. Wait, robots can understand human feelings?
I'm pretty sure they can.
Of course I understand. I worked really hard to understand.
Hey, why are you getting all worked up, Kibo? Chill, dude.
That's enough! It's voting time! I'm gonna vote for him!
Wait.
Voting for me will only help the one who murdered Angie.
Isn't Kyo culprit?
Of course I'm not. This case was an error on my part. Monokuma added that rule after both bodies were found, yes? How was I to know that the trial would only be for Angie's killer?
That's true too.
Had I known, I certainly wouldn't have killed Tenko.
You're lying! You killed Tenko and Angie!
Now hold on. Jumping to conclusions here is dangerous.
We should talk it out more. This case might have juicy plot twists waiting to happen.
They usually have them.
Nuts to that! Any way you look at this case, Kyo is obviously the culprit. Yeah, there's sort of no other way to look at it.
No, it's too dangerous to vote before we arrive at a logical decision.
It's one of you! Wowee! This argument is getting intense!
At times like this,
The Ultimate Academy is proud to present its very own more phenomenal trial grounds!
Yippee! I've been waiting for this!
Really now?
What were you waiting for?
Kyo confessed to killing Tenko, but insists he didn't kill Angie. We won't forgive Kyo for what he did. We can't vote until we make facts. I have to pin down the evidence and convince everyone. Split opinion time. Scared the crap out of me right away. I was waiting for the split text to appear, but apparently Monokuma beat me to it. I'm gonna keep recording for this class trial is done. Then somehow I'm gonna be able to save over this stuff because, you know, I can't bring the handbook up. At least I don't know how to. That doesn't matter right now. What matters is finishing this trial. Vote for Korekiyo. And Korekiyo, of course, is on our side.
Kyo killed Tenko and Angie!
Kibo, we don't know for certain that Kyo killed Angie.
He forced his way into Angie's research lab and killed her!
I got this! But he couldn't get into Angie's research lab.
The katana was found in Kyo's lab.
Kyo! Anyone could have entered my lab.
That's true too.
So Kyo did kill Tenko, but he not blackened?
Kokichi! Perhaps there's a second blackened we need to find.
He was planning to use the new rule to protect himself all along.
Kyo! Not possible. That rule was added after both murders.
We solved the mystery of Tenko's death. Can't we just vote now?
I got
No.
this! Not yet. There's still another mystery to solve.
Damn it!
Wait, what? Holy crap, it took out a lot of health. Oh, I see. But things are depressed. It's the WASD keys. You know, you could have told me that before. I thought it was the clicking thing.
It would be a mistake to vote before we've completely solved Angie's murder. And there's still the mystery of Tenko's murder.
Mystery? What kind of mystery?
Well, Kyo's confession derailed our conversation a bit. But we still have to go over one of the clues found at Tenko's crime scene. I believe it might even have something to do with Angie's murder.
outline presenting Tenko's murder scene. I believe, if I'm right, it's the dried blood under the floor.
This is it! The blood stain found under the floor. Maki and I found it during the investigation. It was beneath the floorboard that the culprit stomped on.
Is that Tenko's blood?
That bloodstain is too far from Tenko's corpse to have been hers.
Also, the bloodstain was already dry when we found it. But the blood from Tenko's body hadn't even begun to dry yet.
Well, that's weird. Why was that blood stain the only dry one?
I think the floorboard was dry because it was there before Tenko was killed. But the stain was smaller. Wait. It happened before the seance.
That's it! The bloodstain wasn't from Tenko's murder. It was there before we started the seance.
Before the seance?
Oh, by the way, since my face cam was in the way of me getting the scrum debate thing wrong, that took out 1.5 hearts of health. That was insane. That should make it clear whose blood it was. Looking before, it has to be them. Angie, you're gone now.
That's it! That bloodstain wasn't Tenko's. It was Angie's.
Why was blood from Angie at the scene of Tenko's murder?
Yeah, wasn't Angie killed in her research lab?
Just because we found her body there doesn't mean she was killed there.
True.
Ah, guess that's possible.
If Angie wasn't killed in her lab, then that opens up a lot more possibilities. We assumed that only council members could have killed Angie since her body was in her lab. But if she died somewhere else, then we can't suspect just the council members anymore.
So the culprit didn't enter her lab, but waited for her to come out of it?
I'm not sure if the culprit waited for her, but they probably killed her when she came out. Well, I thought that was more likely from the start. So I went to places Angie might have gone and checked all 3 empty rooms.
Places she might have gone? Why did you check the empty rooms then?
Because they had candles in them and she was looking for the ritual, wasn't she?
The empty rooms were the only places I could think of that Angie would go.
There are candles in there.
Did Angie have business in rooms?
It seems Kokichi is up to his usual misleading nonsense again.
I do lie a lot, and I could be lying right now too. But I'm pretty sure someone's panicking right now because of my lie.
Angie left her lab on her own and the room when she was killed. This could be just ain't true. Let's hope it's true, because our lives are on the line.
The art research lab is not where Angie was killed. She was killed in the empty room instead.
She left her lab on her own?
But why would she go into an empty room? There shouldn't have been anything in them. Except for candles.
That's it! She wanted a candle!
I can agree with that, because of the Necronomicon! You need to burn it, correct? What other thing could burn it besides a candle?
That's it. Angie went to that room to get a candle.
Yeah, her tinky wax play!
No, to burn Necronomicon.
No. Angie was gonna use it for the ritual. According to the Necronomicon, to resurrect the dead.
By repairing the effigy, burn this Necronomicon to ashes. Use caution, the non-flow carbon and not so poison.
Then, did she seek out a candle so she could burn the book?
I would assume so.
That's right. There's nothing to start a fire with in Angie's lab. So she went to go get a candle from one of the empty rooms.
And that's when the culprit attacked her.
Yep. I'm sorry, mouse is being a jerk again.
That's why there was dried blood on your floor.
means Angie was attacked in the same room the seance was held. Bravo, Himiko. Well done for choosing that room for the seance.
It's not what you could have known.
If we hadn't done the seance in that room, then Tenko's murder would have been in another room. If that happened, no one would have discovered Angie's bloodstain under the floorboards.
That's right. Shuichi and I only checked under the floorboards where Tenko died.
Yep, it's all thanks to Himiko for choosing the same room as Angie. This must be Atua's will. Or maybe the house is magic.
That's not important right now.
It's neither. I just picked one.
Hold on. You're all acting as though you've proven that as fact already. You claim Angie was murdered in the empty room, and then moved to the lab? Then how do you explain the large amount of blood in the lab?
That's true.
It may be possible to carry a body, but blood cannot be moved.
I think she was still alive after the attack in the empty room. She was killed after she was carried to her lab.
That means the culprit attacked her twice. I have evidence of that. And that is her forehead injury.
This is it! The fatal wound was a cut to the back of her neck from a katana. But she also showed signs of blunt force trauma, and I think I know why. After Angie was knocked unconscious in the empty room, she was killed in her lab.
And that explains the blood.
I see. So that puddle of blood is from the killing blow. Ha! It's all clear now. Angie was attacked in the empty room, carried to her lab, and it was there that the culprit finished her off.
What do you got to say about that?
All clear. This is all clear. What are you all talking about?
You're done. There's nothing more for you to cling to.
All clear? What is all clear? What is...
Whoa.
What are you... all clear?
Korekiyo.
What are you all... You what? What are... I will not fear.
Whoa.
I will not back down.
Sweet Korekiyo, calm yourself.
What? The guy was wearing lipstick?
Their words are all hollow. There is no meaning to any of them.
Dude. What?
You must teach these ignorant children a lesson.
Yes,
Whoa.
you're right. Okay, I'll teach them.
Korekiyo, dude, when did you start wearing lipstick?
What the hell are you mumbling about? You're giving me the goddamn willies!
Not yet. Nothing is clear at all.
Let's finish this then.
It's full of doubts, of mysteries, of a dense, impenetrable fog! Nothing is clear at all!
That... what? Guy's wearing freaking lipstick, y'all.
Angie was attacked in the empty room first, and then carried into the research lab? Impossible! Impossible! That's nothing but a delusion! You intend to poison our minds with your delusions?
It's no delusion. Angie's 2 external wounds tell the story. After she was struck in the empty room, she was carried to the art research lab and then killed.
You say the culprit carried Angie's body? And not a single drop of blood fell? The hallway and empty room had no bloodstains. Even if we wiped them down later, there'd still be traces of evidence left behind. But there was no evidence anywhere, was there, Shuichi?
No, there was!
for your
The duct
words.
tape! Can't lie from me.
There was evidence left at the scene. The bloody tape under Angie's body.
What?
It was wrapped around her head to stop the bleeding while she was being carried.
Bloody tape? Gonta didn't notice at all.
It was under the body. It's most likely evidence the culprit should have gotten rid of. But since it was hidden, the culprit didn't notice and failed to dispose of it.
It must have fallen as the fatal blow was dealt and ended up under her body.
Must have been a Tua who did that for us.
What? Atua? How long are you going to keep that up?
Now we know most of the mystery behind Angie's murder.
I'm convinced there's only one person who could have killed Angie.
And that is Korekiyo himself. You're done. You and whoever was behind that mask is done.
It has to be you! It's you, Kyo. You killed Angie.
What the fuck? So it's true!
Well, that was obvious. Such a boring, obvious answer.
Killed both of them. Why did you kill them?
In terms of pure logic, only one victim was necessary to win.
Why? Why you killed them both?
I think one of the murders was an accident.
An accident?
That's right. It wasn't part of a plan.
Huh? Which one?
None of those are accidents. It's Angie.
That's it.
Because Tenko was set up with advanced
Angie's
preparations.
murder was an accident.
What? Tenko wasn't accident?
That's right. Kyo originally planned to kill someone with a seesaw trick. But while he was making preparations in an empty room, Angie walked in.
He couldn't have any witnesses.
So he decided to kill her in order to keep her from talking.
He just happened to walk in on the culprit setting up and was killed.
Then, he should have just stopped there. Killed Angie. There was no reason for him to kill Tenko.
Then his seesaw trick would have gone to waste.
You only needed to kill one for this game. Killing two is pointless.
Not that I'm saying murder is right, but still.
If you get bonus points for killing more, then sure. Otherwise, it leaves more clues behind.
Why, Kyo? Why you kill two of our friends?
What on earth are you talking about? No, I'm not the culprit. So, why is everyone looking at me like I am? Why? Why are they? Why is it?
Is she coming back out again?
Calm
Oh, yeah.
yourself, Korekiyo.
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
Who is that?
You mustn't raise your voice. You mustn't stutter. You mustn't lose composure. You mustn't become flustered. You mustn't waver.
Seriously, who is that?
Look at their horrid faces. This sorry lot is not worth agonizing over. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, I know I talk to voices in my head a lot when I'm off camera and stuff, but this is beyond insane.
There he goes again. What the hell's wrong with him?
It almost seems like he's talking with someone.
Also, can only he see it?
Someone? He's just talking to himself. And why the hell is he wearing lipstick?
Oh, that throws that theory out the window. They can all see him.
No matter how loudly you protest, this is a trivial matter. I will never acknowledge your allegations. Not a single one of them. So you see, there is no evidence that I killed Angie. No, I will not acknowledge it. I will only acknowledge facts, true events. I won't acknowledge fiction, mystery. I won't acknowledge deductions or guesses.
And then we're gonna stay here forever.
Well said. Good job, Korekiyo. Yes, thanks.
Creeps me the fuck out!
No evidence? There's no evidence that he killed Angie?
You're wrong. There is evidence.
What? You do realize bluffs like that won't work, yes?
The weapon that was used to knock Angie unconscious in the empty room. That weapon tells us the whole story, Kyo.
That's not possible. I think you may have misunderstood. Apologize. Come on, apologize.
I ain't apologizing for crap. You're the one who's gonna apologize.
Apologize. Apologize. Apologize.
Apologize. Apologize.
So if anyone asks me about this trial and how it went, I'm just gonna say apologize, apologize, apologize.
Seriously?
Only Dangan
what the
fans will
hell's
get that.
happening?
I have no idea what's happening with the team. And I know what weapon he used on Andy. I have to prove it to him. Let's hope I can do this.
I have nothing to admit. You are simply wrong. Yes, I'm not the culprit. So I have nothing to confess. I have nothing to admit. You are simply wrong. Yes, I'm not the culprit. So I have nothing to confess. I have nothing to admit. You are simply wrong. Yes, I'm not the culprit. So I have nothing to confess. I have nothing to admit. You are simply wrong. Yes, I'm not the culprit. So I have nothing to confess. I have nothing to admit. You are simply... Why must you force your delusions on us? Your logic? That's merely a delusion. Well said, Korekiyo. To continue this debate is meaningless. Why must you force your delusions on us? Your logic? That's merely a delusion. Well said, Korekiyo. To continue this debate is meaningless. Why must you force your delusions on us? Your logic? That's merely a delusion. Well said, Korekiyo. To continue this debate is meaningless. Why must you... I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me! Korekiyo speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot. Apologize. 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 I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me! Korekiyo speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot. Apologize. 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 I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me! Korekiyo speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot. Apologize. 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 I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me! Korekiyo speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot. Apologize. 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 I told you I am not the culprit. You have no proof that Korekiyo is the killer.
Forward you move! What?
I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me! Korekiyo speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot. You have no proof that Korekiyo is the killer.
It is here! Because I do! That was the first time ever that I've done argument arraignment with keyboard controls, and that was
the
lit!
same floorboard used in the seesaw trick.
I see. And how do you know the floorboard was a murder weapon?
There was a small patch of dry blood on the underside of the floorboard. Angie's blood? Blood that spattered there when the culprit struck Angie with the board. But that's not the only evidence that she was hit with that floorboard. There's also the blood stain under the floor to consider. For that to be there, the floorboard must not have been in place at the time of the attack.
Good point. Had the floorboard been in place, her blood wouldn't have splattered beneath it.
Kiyo's earlier confession is further evidence that the floorboard was used.
Let's get the camera and Alan still gotta hurt himself.
How?
If the weapon used to hit Angie is the floorboard from the seesaw trick,
It means the culprit knew about the seesaw, so the same person killed Tenko and Angie.
No more pillars. No more excuses. You're gonna pay for your crimes.
I believe that while Kiyo was setting up the seesaw, he was holding the board when Angie walked in.
Oh, and that scream wasn't timed. I was just trying to be dramatic.
Cold-cocked with a floorboard!
Exactly. No witnesses.
all you can do now is accept it. You even confessed to Tenko's murder already.
Looks like we're almost at the end. All right, Shuichi, I'll leave the finale to you. Bring down the house.
Amen, brother.
Please, put an end to this. For Angie and Tenko's sake. End this class trial.
I understand. I'll go over everything one more time. Kiyo, I want you to confess. No, I will force you to confess.
Okay. Who is the culprit and who is the culprit in the Salmon doing? Okay. Yep, Q and E. What weapon knocked Angie unconscious? Remove floorboard. What was compressing the injury? Struck duct tape. Or stuck, sorry. I thought it was struck. What weapon killed Angie? That katana. Whose effigy was stabbed with the katana? Okay. None of that. Handle the spinning katana, hit the slide and walk. Angie's body was found in the door. That's not important at the moment. The object that Tenko rested her foot on, or head on, is the small stone. What weapon did the culprit set up? The sickle. And that's us. How's the culprit able to move around? The path may be set. So now I can unlock all these. Let's continue. The culprit approached the cage. He stomped her on the floor. How'd the magic get erased? Because it was trampled on. We were responsible for extinguishing the other candle besides Kokichi. Who unlocked the door? Kokichi himself. Whose effigy was found with the katana? That was Akamatsu. Finally, who's the culprit with the saw in the empty room? That was Angie. And Korekiyo was the one who cut the piece.
This is the truth of the case! Let's look back at the first murder. It was late last night. The culprit was in the empty room on the 4th floor. The culprit was preparing the seance murder they had planned. To use the floorboard as a seesaw, they had to cut the crosspiece supporting it. The plan was to make the same preparations for all 3 empty rooms. This would divert suspicion away from the culprit and whoever picked the room. To cut the crosspieces, they needed a saw. I imagine they got one from the warehouse. They were planning to cut the crosspieces in all 3 rooms.
So whoever picked it would be framed.
However, when the culprit was working on the middle room, the unexpected happened. Angie walked into that room and saw the culprit making their preparations. She needed some fire for the ritual and had gone to the room for a candle. At that point, the culprit had not finished the setup and was just cutting cross pieces. Angie might not have concluded that it was tied to some kind of murder plan. But now that Angie had seen it, the culprit couldn't use the seesaw trick. Any other person might have just given up, but not our culprit.
He had to make sure there were no witnesses whatsoever. So, he took that board, and he whammed the girl with it.
The culprit took the floorboard they loosened and struck the unsuspecting Angie in the head. The culprit did not want to give up on their plan and had to improvise. They wrapped duct tape around Angie's injury to stop the bleeding. Then they picked up her unconscious body and carried her to a research lab. While she was unconscious, the culprit hurried to tie up this loose end. But because they were in a hurry, they made a crucial oversight. They didn't notice the duct tape had peeled off and was under Angie's body. Without that evidence, we may never have figured out the culprit's trick.
So I'm kind of happy he didn't notice it.
Carrying the supplies they needed, the culprit returned to the ultimate art lab. Locked the front door from inside.
I'm almost done.
And took out the katana they brought from their own lab.
And Angie
They
finished the
then
job.
stabbed Angie in the back of the neck, finally killing her. Then, to further confuse us, the culprit attempted to make a locked room mystery. First, they used rope from the warehouse and hung 4 effigies upside down. There were 2 reasons for this: to overwhelm the room with an occult atmosphere, and the other was the key to locking the room.
Oh, jeez.
The culprit stuck the katana into Kaede's effigy near the rear entrance. And spun the effigy around to twist up the rope. After enough turns, the culprit let go and headed for the rear door.
Then, just the force. We didn't have to let it start spinning.
Once released, the effigy began spinning, and the gold leaf katana with it.
There you go.
The handle of the katana then hit the sliding lock, locking the door. A difficult trick, but remember that the lock was so loose it moved at the slightest touch. The culprit also would have had the opportunity to attempt it many times.
True, because he was alone.
Once
Angie
complete,
was dead,
the
so
door
there's
was
no
locked,
witnesses.
but the duct tape was left behind. Perhaps the culprit noticed it, but by that point, it was too late. The room was sealed. There was no way for them to get back inside. Then, this morning, we opened up the room and discovered Angie's body. But the culprit wasn't finished. They wanted one more murder. To do that, they manipulated us into performing this seance. Of the 3 empty rooms, the middle one was chosen for the seance. I was invited by Kokichi to take Kibo's place in the seance. Tenko volunteered to be the medium, but she never imagined it would get her killed. To perform the seance, the culprit claimed they needed something for Tenko. A small stone that Himiko had brought from the courtyard. Tenko, at the culprit's request, bowed her head until it was touching the stone. That position was instrumental in making sure the murder went as planned. Next, Kokichi and I placed the iron cage over Tenko in the middle of the magic circle. The culprit then volunteered to drape the white cloth over the iron cage.
You would have seen it all if someone else had done it.
We didn't realize it at the time, but that was a deliberate decision by the culprit. They needed to set up the murder weapon that was used to kill Tenko. While they were covering the cage with a cloth, they secretly placed the sickle. Finally, 4 of us placed the wooden statue on top of the cage.
To make sure it held it in place.
The culprit used the weight of the statue to keep the murder weapon in place. After the preparations were complete, we began the seance. In complete darkness, we each stood in one corner and sang the Caged Child song. When the song finished, the soul of the dead was supposed to enter the medium, but our culprit had another plan: to commit a murder in the darkness.
While everyone was distracted, he made his move.
Right after we started singing, the culprit began making their way toward Tenko. It would have been quite difficult to do in total darkness, but our culprit had a guide. They used the lines of the magic circle drawn with salt. The culprit felt for the salt and used it to guide them along. And when the culprit reached the center of the circle,
They performed the seesaw trick.
they found the floorboard that had its crosspiece cut off the night before. Then lifted up their foot and stomped down hard on the floorboard. The floorboard lifted up like a seesaw and pushed Tenko's body up toward the ceiling of the cage. Tenko was stabbed in the back of the neck by the sickle on the top of the cage. She was killed right before our eyes, and we didn't even see it. After committing the crime, the culprit followed the salt back to their corner, finished the ritual, and had us light the candles. We followed the culprit's directions and removed the equipment used for the seance. And discovered Tenko's body. And while we were all focused on the body, the culprit picked up the sickle and dropped it under the floor through the hole in the corner of the room. Ironically, the final step of the murder was unwittingly carried out by us. The culprit had planned the murder so that we would unintentionally destroy some evidence. That evidence was the magic circle that the culprit used to navigate in the dark. However, the culprit didn't know that Kibo had taken a picture.
Other than that, we've literally played into his hands.
He really saved us. Without that, we wouldn't know what changes were made to the circle. But now we know for certain, and we know the culprit drew the magic circle.
And that is Korekiyo.
Korekiyo Shinguji, the ultimate anthropologist. You're the culprit behind these murders.
Game over, buddy.
That's where my detective work leads us. It all fits.
Sweet Korekiyo. There are times when it's necessary to admit defeat. Admit? Yeah. Okay.
So you finally admit you did.
Unfortunately. Yes. Yes. It's unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. My one regret, my only regret, was not being able to make 100 friends.
Let me introduce you to YouTube. You can make a lot of friends that way.
100 friends?
It was my dream to make 100 friends. Oh, it's so unfortunate! I was so close to 100!
What are you talking about? I do not understand a word of this.
Same here.
Who gives a fuck? Let's vote for this kooky bastard and be done with this already.
Roger that! One voting time! Coming up!
The heart racing excitement as...
The heart racing excitement!
Let him take over.
As the blackened and the spotless finally face off.
Aw, they really are ignoring one of them.
It's voting time!
Poor guy. I know he's an enemy, but still. Alright. Korekiyo, sorry. It's game over, buddy. This is a complicated case and you pulled it off flawlessly, but unfortunately we still
Now
found
then, it seems the voting has finished. Let's see the result. Who'll be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Wow, seriously? You're correct again.
Absolutely
Amazing.
right.
This is the third correct verdict in a row.
All right.
Managed to get 12 correct verdicts in a row, you'll proceed to the bonus rounds. How's that gonna last this long?
For now,
It's finally over.
No.
Not yet. I haven't heard his answer yet. Kyo, why? Why'd you kill Angie and Tenko?
Right!
No need to kill them both, no matter what motive he may have.
Oh?
Motive?
Hey!
Did it have something to do with the transfer student who was resurrected? Even if it did, though, how did that trigger a murder?
Hey!
Don't tell me, were you actually scared of the resurrection ritual, Kaito?
Shut up!
I never said I was scared. The resurrection ritual has nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it? Because we're friends, I'll tell you. I never once believed in the ritual. I would never kill someone for such a silly thing as that.
What?
So it has nothing to do with the motive?
Yeah?
Then why?
Yes.
For the one that I love.
There is someone that I love.
Who's that? From the bottom of my heart, someone so dear, someone I long for.
I
Oh,
love her with all my heart. And she loves me with all her heart. Yes, we vowed an endless love to each other. Forever bound by
like
fate.
a girlfriend or something?
None can come between us. We are bound by an intense love, no matter what anyone says.
Who is that?
What?
Bragging about your perfect love life? Frick you, some of us aren't that lucky. See, this lover of yours had to escape.
Don't tell
That's why you
me.
killed Angie and Tenko. Why'd you need to kill both? If you ask I did to escape this place, my answer would be no.
Wonderful.
Because I have no need to escape this place. The one I love is inside. Inside?
Wait!
Don't look at me, I'm not his lover.
Yeah.
Calm down, you're one disgusting. Ooh, fine, ain't reading that.
Kersploosh!
Oh, what?
Hey!
Kia, what is it? Who is it? Who's this person you love?
Hey,
Is it really one of us? When I say inside, I do not mean inside this academy.
You see,
I mean inside me.
sister.
The one I love lives inside me, my dearest sister. Whoa! That's some incest words.
Huh?
Sister.
Wait!
Don't worry, I'm not a sister.
Right?
Well, duh, if you were a sister, you would have. Ouch. Not saying that, and stop it, Kokichi.
Wait!
Your sister, but you say she was your lover?
Whatever is the matter.
It's not that difficult. My sister is my lover.
I loved her so deeply. And she loved me so deeply.
Well, I'd say no
The
physical
fact that we
connection
were
is awesome.
siblings meant nothing to us. They called it forbidden love. But none could stop the love we shared.
It's insane.
Oh, how I long for my sister's warmth.
Oh, you'll get in a minute, buddy.
The only time I felt at peace was when I was enveloped in my sister's warmth. For my beloved sister.
That's why, for my beloved sister, I had to.
Always messing
You had to
around.
escape from here, right?
No.
I had to kill her for her.
Huh?
What?
Sister.
Was very sickly. She was always in and out of the hospital since she was a child. But because of that, she didn't have any friends, so she always seemed so lonely.
However,
Even if I could be her little brother and her lover, I couldn't be her friend. So I'd find her some friends. Friends of my dear deceased sister.
huh?
Deceased?
Do you understand?
My sister is now a ghost, and her friends should now be ghosts, too, right?
For my beloved sister.
For sister's sake, I've killed many, to send her 100 friends. They're all wonderful people, worthy of being sister's friends. What?
Incomprehensible.
It's impossible to understand, too impossible.
Sister.
Sister is now very happy.
Yes.
Korekiyo, I'm very happy. Thanks to you, I am not lonely. That's who it was?
What?
The lipstick version of Kyo is...
I am Korekiyo's older sister.
Thank you for looking after my little brother.
What?
This guy has creeped me out since day one, but now we see why.
Yes.
After I lost my beloved sister, I was so distraught. I nearly went mad. But sister came to save me.
I am pleased.
She visited me during one of my seances and stayed inside me.
Sister.
Now I can see her wherever I want. I'm never lonely.
Korekiyo.
That's wonderful, Korekiyo. Your love has made the impossible possible.
Are you serious?
Serious? Is this really a spirit?
I told you.
It's just delusional. What a sad girl can't believe in the power of love.
Ew.
Either way, still out his mind and meaning killed for a dead chick.
Well, you know.
You said you killed a lot already, right? So you're really just the two you killed here?
What was that?
Seems like he was already crazy before he got here. Come on.
Because
You killed to escape from here. That wasn't the purpose of the get-go. You just wanted to slaughter a bunch, huh? Well, don't fail me now. Come on. There we
Unacceptable.
go. Not making out to be some bloodthirsty, indiscriminate killer. I only kill girls who I think are worthy of being sister's friends.
Huh?
Only girls. I see some deciding on who should be the medium. Let's see what her. Let's choose a spiritual medium. It would work best with a girl. Come on. Where's the sweet spot in his mouse? I said it worked best with a girl. I spent my time evaluating all the girls here.
Wonderful.
Besides Maki and you, they were all worthy. All worthy of being sisters' friends. All worthy?
Why
The
you?
alcohol not included me, not like I care.
Then,
And the second victim could have been me. Tenko died in place of me. And I'll do it. I can't think of anyone but me the anti-spirit should go in. No, I'll do it.
Excellent.
Kimiko would have been great, but Tenko volunteered made me so happy. Her noble, earnest friend made her a perfect friend for sister.
Wonderful.
She infiltrated the student council to protect Himiko.
Huh?
Infiltrate, really?
But
How did you? It was obvious to me. I have studied many people.
Ah,
She stood up against the
Can
darkness
this
of the
be?
school all by herself. All for her beloved friend.
beautiful.
I was so touched by that. Wonderful. She was a perfect friend for sister. I can't understand why you didn't like her, Himiko. I was planning on having you become sister's friend too, eventually.
No way!
You do all that for her. You did all that just to kill her. For you to go that far, that's pretty impressive. You weren't interested in the curious child, just use it to kill someone, right?
Let's see.
Just me as an anthropologist, of course, or more than that.
For my beloved
I
sister.
wanted to kill for sister. I cannot deny the overpowering feeling. God, this mouse sucks. Oof. Kaido, you're not looking too hot.
Are you okay?
Kaido, you look okay. Are you okay? You look kind of pale. Don't worry about me. Let's focus on Kyo right now. Allow me to explain though. I do not plan to kill both of them. I knew I'd have plenty of chance after escaping this place.
However,
But Angie walked in on me preparing to end up killing her a different way. So I figured I may as well kill someone else too. After all, I'll be ashamed to just waste the seance trick I prepared.
What is that?
You're talking like you killed her just because you could. No, not just because I could. I was sending another friend to sister.
Korekiyo.
You're such a thoughtful little brother, but it was bad to get greedy. You're right. Because of that, now I can't send your friends to sister. Do you understand now? Those are the circumstances of this crime. I don't understand. It's all impossible for me to understand.
Why?
So killing two friends for your dead sister?
But how?
That wrong! That's so wrong! Oh, don't get so worked up. There's something I learned after sister's death.
do not worry.
Death only changes a person's form. The soul only lives on as a ghost.
That's right,
Even though I'm a ghost now, I'll always be by Korekiyo's side.
sister.
Thank you, sister. I love you. Cut it out already.
What was
I
that?
You're saying nothing making sense. It's not fair. Why did Tekko and Angie have to die for something so unfair?
Well,
Because death is unfair.
Yeah.
and another.
All deaths are unfair deaths. Why do the news stations get such high ratings when reporting about death? Because everyone likes unfair deaths.
Maybe.
If you look at it, that soul killing game embodies that philosophy, right? Gifted high school students forced to play a killing game. People were watching this, they'd get a kick out of it. You're not too far from the truth there, buddy. People were watching this. Knock off that crap. Only sick fricks would enjoy watching this.
You got me!
Hell yeah, if it wasn't this killing, it was so much fun watching.
So then,
Nature's convinced it's shrouded in mystery. My role in it is over. I have finished my explanation for you, friends. I think I shall
sister.
go and see her now. My beloved sister.
Sister.
I was unable to send her 100 friends, but at least I can see her again now.
Korekiyo.
It's alright, sweet Korekiyo, come to me.
Oh,
Looks like you're already prepared. Now then, let's get started.
it's punishment time!
It's the moment you've all been waiting for. Punishment time.
Huh?
Punishment time.
Sister.
My beloved sister, at long last I finally get to see you again.
That's right.
From now on, no one will try to stop us. We can be together without having to hide our love from others. I can't accept this.
Therefore,
Okay, so there's such thing as a death that can't be accepted.
from an
Why do you
anthropological
think so many different cultures have funeral rites? Why do you think rumors of races of the dead never cease?
yes.
The living must find a reason, however, forced to accept death when it happens. How can you come to terms with death almost? How you come to terms with death alternative? How you come to terms with death also determines how you live, yes?
What was that?
What?
I
That was the answer I reached. How about you? How will you live a life that faces death?
Now then, I've prepared a very special
I
punishment.
prepared a special punishment for the ultimate anthropologist, Korekiyo Shinguji.
I shall observe.
I will watch over all of you as a ghost. As your friend, I will watch over you.
That's right.
It won't just be me and Korekiyo. All those who died will be watching. I'll be watching to see how you face the death of your friends.
Humanity
I'll
is
be watching
beautiful.
forever and ever.
It's punishment time!
Hands off the mouse, because that mouse sucks, dude. I need to get a new mouse. But Korekiyo has been found guilty. Time for the punishment.
Oh!
Oh, we're melting pot. Dang. Oh. Oh. What? Oh my goodness, he just went in there. Boiled alive with the crap molecule. At least you can finally see his sister, right? Oh, it's so hard to get an exercise at what? My sister's doing it too? What? That's not just me in the dialogue box. What? He already died by the melting pot. He didn't have to exercise his spirits.
How boring!
Why? It's why?
How
They might
can this
shoot
be?
child commit suicide.
Yay!
I'm not even gonna bother reading that. Still freaking idiot kill himself because he couldn't get along. I would have been nicer to him. The reason Maya been obsessed with being honest with everyone but me bullied him.
That's right!
The other Monica was driven to suicide, but not me. I mean, you were pretty up there too, man.
Hey,
Hey, who's Marlon?
Eh?
Already forgot? That's kind of scary. Goodness gracious, this mouse sucks. I need to find the sweet spot.
well now.
It's another class trial after that incident, so I'm gonna take back this here Necronomicon. Seems like a waste though. Guys, sure you don't want to use it? You guys should have brought some back and added them to your roster. How long do you keep talking about that?
I told
If you
you.
know, her resurrection ritual is obviously a lie. He's trying to shake us mentally to get us to panic.
What's the
I'm
point?
assuming you think another murder happened to you, right? Who can say? What a waste. Not even gonna use it so that you have it. That could have resurrected one of my dead siblings. Which one? Well, I don't know. They were all pretty terrible, actually. But did one of us die? I could have sworn it had been just us two the entire time.
Oh yeah.
It's too bad you missed a chance to raise the dead. That's what you get for doubting me. Too bad.
So long. Farewell.
Even now, he still talks about raising the dead.
Always messing
And the
around.
stupid people believe in is up to them, but they think people shouldn't have to suffer because of the dead.
Of course!
Living are more precious than dead, no matter what. Sounds like a coward, like you should say. Shut up, leave me alone.
But
There's one thing this case taught me. That there was a God watching over us, but there isn't after all, not in this academy. You're right.
You're right.
That's why we have to work together, right? Face it together. Our ultimate talents are the best weapons we have.
Go to do his best.
And go to do his best to keep everyone safe. Go to want to protect everyone. Your talent is entomology. I don't want to treat you as ultimate talent anymore. I'm getting sick of class trials.
You're right.
Yeah, you're right. Your talent as an assassin is way more trouble. You can use that, huh? Not now, Kokichi.
Okay,
I'll work hard so everyone trusts my ultimate talent.
that's right.
It may not be possible now, but I'll put in the effort so everyone can trust me. I won't run away anymore. I have to survive and escape this place with everyone. Okay. I see. I wonder how long it'll last. But if your true calling is a killer shows, don't underestimate her. Makiro is one of my sidekicks.
Got a minute?
I remember being your sidekick. Also, didn't I tell you to stop calling me Makiro? You guys are so close now. It's missing a powerful bond of friendship. Very for it to happen soon, especially not after losing 7 people. We've got only 9 people left now. What do you know? The dumbass can do basic math. That's right. 7 pieces of crap been flushed away and only sign your name.
Actually,
My calculation does not make you one of the pieces.
But,
Just 9 of us.
well, you know.
Humans are like weeds, too numerous to count. 7 of us dead doesn't mean much in the end. Let's play with the heartless robot is thinking, right? I'm not thinking that your blatant robophobia is simply inexcusable.
But you know,
None of us gave up, right? You know, we're all gonna escape. I'm not gonna rely on gods, the spirits, or the dead.
I believe in you.
Just you guys. I believe in all of you.
Okay.
Kaito.
Well, of course.
You're right, those who are making start over.
Hey,
Well, the Q needs to apologize for the host student council thing. And what kind of apology I'm willing to accept?
how exciting!
Yank your head off and smash it on the ground with all your strength. Got that?
No way!
I have never heard of such an intense form of apology. Seems like everything is settled for now, even though I'm missing her.
You alright?
You okay? I mean, I'm going to give you the help you can tell them to.
Hey.
Actually, I'd have some space for now. Like, best for her.
Okay.
I remember how I felt.
Oh.
Going to understand.
You're so dumb.
God, Himiko is such a liar.
Huh?
Because I'm a liar.
Personally, I don't think lies are exactly a bad thing. Let's face it, we don't have any free will if those roles comprise of just the truth.
But
even then, I don't think it's good to lie to yourself, you know?
right?
What are you saying? Think about Himiko's feeling a little bit.
nuh-uh.
I said this because I thought about it.
Because...
Himiko's been lying to herself about her own feelings, so she's been holding it back.
Hey!
What are you repressing? What are you trying so hard to hold back? What, hold back? Expressing your feelings is perfectly natural. You shouldn't feel ashamed at all. So you feel like crying when you're talking to Angie, go ahead and cry your eyes out. You'll feel better when you do. Well, I mean, laughing makes you feel better too. And venting your anger into something can help you, really help you cheer up. Train her up by crying, laughing, and venting your anger, Himiko. Just cry. Just do it. Tenko, Angie, I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely without you two. I gotta survive. I still can't go to where you are. But I'm lonely. I'm so lonely without the both of you.
damn it.
Himiko cried for a long time. She cried so she was releasing all the emotions she had bottled up inside. Before we noticed we were already hurt by her doing so, we began crying. The tears we shed. I can't even begin to describe it. We were crying what we had been through, and what was to come. Sadness, hatred, frustration, discord, anger, love, tears filled with emotion. But at the very least, they weren't tears of submission. They were tears to push us forward. After a while, Himiko finally calmed down. Alright, so if you guys want to see the next episode, please give this video a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye, guys!